have been challenged.
And that challenge was to build the SCP Foundation in Minecraft, but using nothing but vanilla blocks. Oh boy, this one's going to be a little difficult. So, to start off with, as with any Foundation, of course there are a number of different doors that the Foundation utilises. Now, of course, in add-ons, we get those custom doors as entities that we can open and close using other entities. But, you know, there's no add-ons on this world, as you can see. This is complete vanilla. There's, like, of course, we do have all the new stuff, so we do have options of using this kind of stuff if we wish to. But this does pose a bit of an issue for me, because I need to find out a way to make these doors. Now, with the smaller doors, it's not quite so difficult, as we can just use things like iron doors and stuff. And corridor designs, again, I can just reuse some of my older designs from things like my first SCP Foundation build, which has a stupid amount of views, by the way. So if we do something like this, and we build it up like this, and then all we need is the actual door, is that. We don't need anything else. That is a facility enough door. But when it comes to the bigger doors, that's where things get somewhat difficult. And that means that I'm going to have to use command blocks. Now, admittedly, my knowledge of command blocks isn't particularly advanced, but if I want to be able to build a door like this, but that actually slides open, then I'm going to have to use command blocks. There's simply no way around it. So how do we do this? We need to actually build the door first, and then we can focus on getting it down in actual. Yeah, that looks about right. I know it's not the best, but I'm working with what I've got here. So, here's our door, but to make it actually move, we have to make it so that the entire thing can be pasted in with command blocks, which for the record will take absolutely ages. But there is, in theory, a way that we can do this. Obviously, we can't use /fill, because, you know, that just wouldn't work. But something we can do is we can use /set block commands to set each block individually in a specific position for each round. I'm honestly not sure why I think that this is worth it. I mean, do I really need to have to build these doors? Do I really? The answer to that, by the way, is no. No, I don't. Now, of course, there's a number of things I could use. Obviously, this design that I've got here is more simple, and if I were to use this design for anything, I'm more likely to use this design here for the entrance zone. However, for things like light containment, this kind of design doesn't really look much like light containment. So for light containment, I'm opting for a more complicated design that might be a bit painful to build, floating around like this, but if it's done correctly, it should hopefully pay off. And there's our hallway design. It's kind of simplistic, but at the same time, am I really that bothered that it's simplistic? No. And in all fairness, it's not really that simplistic. It's kind of like, it's a bit overly complicated considering, you know, it's just a hallway, and this is going to be so incredibly painful to build on repeat. So I might just use command blocks, actually. Or wait, no, not command blocks, structure blocks, that's what they're called, isn't it? Yeah. Structure blocks. Another thing to note is that in SCP Secret Lab, there's actually, like, a decontamination system where light containment gets completely shut off and everything inside it dies. So one thing we could actually do, in theory, is make it so that when a certain lever is toggled, dispensers make lava flow up from all over the map, which I think would be really cool. It's like a decontamination system, but, you know, like actually working, except it's not really with gas. And here we go. This is our heavy containment corridor. Now, obviously, there are other designs, such as, like, T-junctions and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, can I really be bothered for me to show... I can't talk. Can I really be bothered to show you all the other designs? The answer is no. No, I really can't be bothered. So I think that instead of lollygagging around and just doing this kind of stuff, we should actually just start building. Now, do me a favour and bear in mind that this build, if I'm building the foundation in Minecraft again for the 3rd time, you know, the last ones took like 2 or 3 weeks, so goodness knows how long this will take. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, I reckon we should start building. even the entrance zone took an egregious amount of time. Now, admittedly, I don't really know what else I expected, but, you know, entrance zone is pretty boring, honestly, but at least it's simple to build, and yet this has still taken me, like, 2 hours. And I'm in creative. I can't imagine this in survival. So, you can see here we've got the elevator design from SCP Secret Lab. In fact, most of the designs that I used were from Secret Lab because, well, I quite frankly couldn't be bothered to figure out my own. But you can see the elevator would be here. I haven't yet sorted that stuff out. We've got this gate here, which I'm actually quite proud of this design. I know it's not the best, but unfortunately I don't have chisel and bits, so I don't quite have the option to, like, make things quite... But I've done my best with what I have, considering this is complete vanilla. We go through here, turn the corner, and we're at our first kind of quad junction, I guess you could call it. And then through here, immediately, we've already got medical, and we've got a complete medical area, and I've even managed to put a computer in the corner here, with black stone stairs and a button for a mouse, which is quite a nice design. You can see in here, we've just got a bed, and then next to it, we've got, like, I tried to, like, build some of, like, you know, like, the IV tubes and things that you see next to hospital beds. And this was the best design I could come up with. You may or may not have managed to catch that in the time-lapse. Again, I don't really know. And through here, this is just storage, I suppose it would be. You can see I've had to use iron doors since, you know, I don't have any other doors, unfortunately. So, yeah, there is that. And then, in here, this area is not quite finished yet. But I just wanted to get this part recorded before I start building other stuff. Intercom will be down here. Again, I will do a complete and full showcase at the end of the video, or a montage of sorts, I suppose. And then up here, again, we've got this security checkpoint. You may remember this design from my previous 2 SCP Foundation builds, including the tutorial that I've just released. Go watch that if you're interested. And then through here, and then up here, we have another T intersection. This one actually has been reserved for later use, for later ideas that I just really couldn't be bothered to build at the moment. So I just made like a landslide here, like this tunnel's still a work in progress. And then here we have the research wing. Again, from the previous one, again, this area has been left open to future possibilities. Down here we've got, these will be laboratories once the entire thing's completely furnished. We've got a fish tank here, because why not? This will be the library. Once it's finished, you can see it's quite a big space. This will be like where people like research stuff and pull out old files from the archives. And in here, this will be like a room that's full of computers. Again, taken. Oh, there's no button. Again, this has been taken completely out of the game. So yeah. You know, other than that, there's not really much for the entrance zone. I haven't really like built a cafeteria or anything like that just yet. Although I will be building a cafeteria. It's just, right now, I want to get all the SCP containment cells built, since that's the main staple bit of this video. And as you can see here, light containment is already under works. And of course, you know, since I'm using Hermitcraft time-lapse music to make these videos, why don't we hit super fast build mode and get light containment finished?
It's now 1 week later. Now, of course, school starting up right in the middle of a build isn't exactly going to help it much, but this still took a lot longer than it should have done because, quite frankly, I got bored. But here we are. I finished like containment. It's the same design as I used, over there and showed you all at the beginning. So yeah, and I put the buttons above the doors because I could. I mean, in general, it's pretty basic. We do have this botanical area, which again, no interior, because I just can't be bothered. We've got another... Button's not working. Got another of these intersections. Don't know where any of these go. Oh, hey, look, another corridor. I mean, do you honestly think I could really have the time to show you this entire build before the next time lapse? The answer is no. No, I do not. And I mean, I don't know what music I'm going to be using for this one. But it's going to be some kind of music. But I don't know what it is. This is not my glamour shot. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. Man, like, 5 hours of building has really taken its toll on me. You know that? Imagine 5 hours of staring at a screen. You'd think I'd walk away completely fine. I should probably stop faffing around and just saying words and all that. And actually, maybe I could do something. Maybe I could just, do a wee bit of what we like to call work on a certain area that needs conclusion. Just a slight thought. For the record, a massive amount of footage from the heavy containment timelapse got corrupted, so there's like 30 minutes of it missing. So I am sorry about that. But yeah, without further ado, let's see the timelapse.
to the montage.